death and destruction. An event that changed the world of Faerûn forever. 2 millennia ago, the world of Faerûn was a land of beauty and power, filled with bustling cities, towering mountains, and expansive seas. The ancient powers of magic and the newly discovered power of the Argon core flowed freely through its veins, and the people of the realms flourished under the watchful eyes of their gods. But on one fateful day, everything changed. In the heart of the greatest city on the Sword Coast, Baldur's Gate, a cataclysmic event took place. The Argon core, a creation of unparalleled power, was released from its chamber and destroyed. An old mysterious man who went by the name Gattus Cross attempted to seize its power for himself, but he was brought to justice by the 4 heroes of Faerûn before he could complete his task. The 4 fabled heroes heroically sacrificed their lives in order to weaken the explosion, giving Faerûn a chance to survive. The Argon core's volatile arcane power released a destructive surge that obliterated the city. As the heart of the explosion expanded, the shockwaves reverberated across Faerûn, sinking continents, destroying civilizations, and shattering the very fabric of reality itself. The gods of Faerûn, once distant from the world, sensed a betrayal, and with their celestial domains crumbling, they made their desperate descent to the material plane. Their arrival was not a blessing, but a war. For 1,000 years, the Pantheon waged brutal battles for control over the remnants of Faerûn. The sky itself became a battleground as the gods and their mortal champions clashed in a series of violent and devastating skirmishes. Divine magics flooded the land, causing rifts between the planes, unleashing terrible monsters, and transforming the very nature of the world itself. Some gods fought to protect the few remaining survivors of Faerûn, hoping to guide them to a new age of rebirth. Others, driven by anger and vengeance, sought to conquer the plane, their divine army spreading chaos and ruin. And still others, indifferent to the mortal plight, stood aloof, watching as the world descended further into madness and destruction. The mortal races, the original inhabitants of Faerûn, were caught in the middle of this divine struggle. Kingdoms and empires rose and fell in the blink of an eye. Entire civilizations lost to time. Magic, once a tool of wonder and invention, became a dangerous weapon, as mortals experimented with the remaining rare pieces of Argon technology, hoping to harness its power for their own ends. After 1,000 years of divine conflicts, the gods mysteriously vanished. The world was left a shadow of what it once was. The gods were fractured, their power waned, and the inhabitants of Faerûn decided this was their chance to rebuild, start a new chapter for the world, and prevent the gods from ever returning to their world. But nobody truly knows what happened to the gods that waged this war. Their sudden disappearance did not go unnoticed. Some believe they are still here, hiding in mortal form. Others think they retreated to another plane to recover, only to return again when the time is right. Now, exactly 2,000 years since the cataclysm, the sun is shining and the day is pleasant, and we find ourselves aboard an airship known as the Harmony, destined to the city of Neverwinter. The ship itself looks exactly like a normal merchant vessel you would see sailing upon the sea. This particular model is equipped with a Skymaster 302 cubic inch engine at the rear of the ship, V8 motor. And it boasts 4 outboard brimstone refractors, allowing the ship to soar into the skies. It has tall 30-foot sails with rigging finely attached, and managed by a 5-man crew aboard, which includes the captain, the cook, and a few engineers. Down in the lower deck of this passenger aircraft are the sounds of hearty laughter, beautiful melodies being played by the local entertainment, and the delicious smells coming from the serving counter of this rustic tavern-like hall. The outer walls are curved inwards as they meet the floor to maintain the rustic feel of being in an old merchant vessel. Tables and chairs are sprawled out all across the hall, with each table stocked with passengers all enjoying a meal or a good conversation. Hugh, After receiving an invitation to the Festival of Remembering in Neverwinter, you boarded the Harmony 2 days ago, eagerly awaiting your arrival. Sitting at a finely crafted and well-oiled oak table alone in the corner of the room, a tankard of ale is placed before you. Looking up, you see a huge fluffy bugbear staring back at you with the most pleasant grin on their face. Hugh, would you like to describe your character and introduce us to us for us, please?
Absolutely, of course. So, I think the first thing that's going to strike you is that Hugh is a very large person. He's 6'4". He is about 350 pounds, absolutely corded in muscle, like ropes wrapped around him. The second thing that strike you will be hairy. He's got a big, brown, bushy beard. Lots of brown hair, kind of slicked back, brown hair covering all of his exposed arms and chest. He's got deep brown eyes, which peer out from underneath big, bushy brown eyebrows. Brown, I suppose, would be the third word, which would describe him. He's got some big, thick leather brown boots, some green moleskin trousers, and a bright red checked shirt. If you saw him in real life, you'd think, that's a lumberjack.
And looks exactly like you. But there we go.
Right where you know.
Yeah. So, as the bugbear, and you see this large bugbear in front of you. Bugbears, they're a common species within the realm of Faerûn, but this one's quite large in particular. Very long arms and a huge fluffy head. Essentially Bungle from Rainbow, if anyone's old enough to remember that.
Oh, reference.
Excellent.
Whoa, hey there, patron. I've got you a tankard of ale. How you doing?
Very well met, friend. Thank you. And I'll take the ale and I'll swig it down. I'm very well, thank you. Thoroughly enjoying my trip, my little holiday so far. Are you off to the festival as well?
Oh, no. I work here on the Harmony, this ship. I'm the cook, don't you know?
Oh, very, very well met then. I have a bit of a rumble myself. Is there a waiter? Do I order at the bar?
Typically you order at the bar, but you know, when times are a little bit slow, I like to make my way round the tables and give you all a little hey-ho.
Well, hey-ho to you too, sir.
Hey-ho to you. Now, what? Oh, sorry, sir, I was interrupting you. I've turned Southern American somehow. Ho, ho.
I was just wondering if there's a menu I could have a look at.
Oh, yes. Let me just get that for you. And he hands over this piece of parchment, but it's hey, they've got a laminator in Faerûn. It's a laminated piece of parchment with just finely crafted inkwell writing on it. And you see the menu it's not upper class, it's not a lower class menu. It is a reasonably priced double cheeseburger, chicken stew, but with a lot of fancy names to it. But as you sort of read through the menu, you get the sense that it's just burger and chips, fish pie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're taking an order, I'll have, and I think you would probably order 2 or 3 normal-sized meals, just for himself. This one here, and I can't pronounce this, but whatever this one is sounds nice.
That's the hippopotamus. Have you ever eaten hippopotamus before?
I can't say I have. Is it like a pig?
Yes.
Ah,
sure.
I like pig. Thank you.
Yes. I've never tasted a pig. I don't know. Well, coming right up, sir, and I hope you have a pleasant day.
And he'll swig back the last of his ale.
And you just see as the bugbear goes behind the bar, and it's sort of like an open bar. There's a couple of people sort of sat on stools by this bar, and you can see him sort of cleaning it off. You do notice some shelving behind the bar, with dusty old wine bottles and things like that. And I'll tell you what, can you just make a quick perception check for me, and we'll have the first roll of the campaign. So don't let us down.
First
Come on.
roll. Perception. Here we go. Oh, it's a flat roll. Let's try it.
No.
And that's how our campaign will go from now. The airship
Phone has been
falls out
set.
the
Go
sky
on.
and you all die. Yeah, we said we get a lost mine of Fandelver and you meet a guy called Gundren. That's how this campaign will go.
Sounds like his brother's been.
I do believe your camera's gone fully green, Adam. But
I don't know what on earth. Oh god, it's dying.
You're having a mare. So with a 3, no, you don't see much. So this shelving, like I mentioned, it's got quite a few sort of knickknacks on it, box of matches and stuff. But you just see one of the wine bottles just shake a little bit, and you think, oh, that's odd. It might have just been a spider or something like that. I don't know. Spider's strong enough to move bottles. They do in my world. It's a big spider. So as you're sat at the table, and you look amongst the people that are here in the tavern, like I mentioned, you're sort of in the corner, so you just got a big view of everything. Everyone you can see is an unfamiliar face to you. Faces of all races here in the tavern, and even beyond Faerûn. You see a pair of dragonborns sat at the far end of the hall, having a heartfelt one-on-one conversation. You see a human male stood up in with a crowd forming around them. He appears to be juggling some sort of knives and entertaining the other patrons and crew. Over to your right, you notice 4 individuals all sat round a small table in the opposite corner, talking in hushed tones and attempting to hide their faces and keep themselves a bit covert. As you take in everything you see around you, your eyes draw back to the juggling act that's happening a little ways across the room. Julius, would you like to introduce and describe your character for us, please?
Of course. Much like Darren, my character looks exactly like me. I am playing a sexy man again.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. So, Julius, he's very pretty. Got like kind of auburn coloured hair, kind of flops over kind of casually. And he's kind of wearing like a loose shirt, kind of leather pants, big boots, all that kind of stuff. And I guess he's performing, so he's got knives. He's worked his way up to 3 knives, and he's just kind of like a juggler with balls, but with daggers.
Fantastic, and I'm glad you went along with me for that, so make a performance check and let's hope you don't fail.
Let's get a natural 1, guys, and cut my hand off. Right.
It could happen.
I'm gonna lose a finger, I'm pretty sure. Come on, man.
A bard with only 1 hand.
Yeah, let's start this campaign out strong.
A juggling bar with 1 hand. That doesn't
It's
turn
not
out.
great. It's above a 10.
Okay, so with an 11, you're not trying to do anything special with these daggers, unless you tell me otherwise. But you've got 3 daggers on the go, and it's pretty good. You seem to have caught the attention of most of the patrons in this airship tavern. A lot of the people that are sat around on the table are now looking over, but you actually have drawn a stood-up crowd that are actually so interested they wanted to get real up close and personal. They're looking on in awe and amazement as this death-defying act is occurring in front of them, as the daggers fly through the air one after another while keeping your eyes fixed on the apex. You catch a glimpse of your friend and ally, Flopsy. Flopsy, looking over to Julius, he's drawn the crowd, and they're distracted, and they're fixated solely on him. Both you and Julius, for a fraction of a second, catch each other's gaze. Flopsy, would you like to introduce your character and describe it for us, please?
Yeah, of course. So the main obvious thing is that they look nothing like me. They are furry, and they're about medium sized, on the shorter side of medium. Harengon. They've got big bunny ears that come out of a hood that takes over the majority of their head. They're wearing very dark leather armor that goes along. Most of their body is covered, but occasionally you see like little tufts of fur coming out of the crevices of like where their hood comes up, and the stitching of like their gloves and things like that. Their eyes are probably the most obvious part of them. They're very sort of sea green, almost luminescent kind of color, and as Flopsy kind of looks on to Julius, seeing them juggling, perhaps not with the same usual grace that they're used to, she'll sort of say under her breath, "Oh, I knew he shouldn't have drunk too much last night." And as she kind of looks away from him, she'll be scanning the crowd to look for any possible victims to take a little bit of cash.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Roll a perception check for me. So you know there's a crowd forming. So roll a quick perception check, but also roll me an insight check as well. Just see how interested they are.
Okay, so perception. This is my perception.
Oh, not shit.
That is not shit. So go ahead and roll me an insight.
And this is my insight. That's not as good.
Not as good. So with the perception of a 17, you get the sense that there's about 14 people that are all stood up at this point. You do get the sense with a 17 as well that there are people sort of behind you as well, sort of sat at their tables, but they're looking on at Julius. You're kind of just this random bystander at this point. With an insight of 8, you get the sense that they're fixated on Julius, but you can't be sure that everybody's not paying attention to you. But Julius and Flopsy, the scene is yours. What would you like to do?
I will look over at Julius and kind of give a sort of a signal with my my eyes.
Okay. As she's doing that, can I also make a perception check? But what I'm looking for is specifically anyone who's looking towards Flopsy or might have clocked her as looking a bit shifty. Like anyone who's looking at her rather than me.
Okay, so rather than a perception, then roll me an insight check for that. Then just to
Insight.
just to gather if everyone's fixated on you.
Cool. Let's do that. Insight's not as good. Ooh. 9.
A 9. No, you get the sense that most people you're clocking in this crowd, and I'm going to say it's quite hard to do because you're concentrating on your juggling, and it's not your finest work. So as you are concentrating on that, you are also trying to clock the people, making sure they're looking in your direction. You do get the sense that they are, but there could be a chance they're not.
Okay, I'll look back to Flopsy and see what she's doing.
Okay. I will start sort of like sidling past the crowd, like, excuse me, coming through, sorry about that.
Ooh,
and as I'm kind of sidling past, I'm going to try and nab a couple of pockets.
Yeah, cool. So as you sort of saddle on past one gentleman in particular, he has a side bag, sort of like an Indiana Jones satchel. It's a real nice one.
I like it. Okay.
It's got sort of 2 buckles on the front of it, but with your abilities, it's quite an easy mark. So if you'd like to pop into that bag and nab something, I'd like a sleight of hand check, but I'll let you roll with advantage because of the distraction that's coming from Julius.
That's good. That was a nat 1.
Ooh. Oh, was the other in that one? Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Fantastic. That is good. So you find in there. Do me a favor and roll just 2d20 for me.
2d20. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, you find 27 gold. Just sort of, it's in this small leather pouch, and as you reach in, it's one of the first things you grab hold of. It's sort of bundled up with a piece of twine, and as you gently grab hold of that piece of twine, you're able to just remove it very delicately without touching any of the sides or moving the satchel in any way, and it goes completely unnoticed. Yeah, anything else?
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sidle past because I'm fully aware that we are still in an airship where if someone catches us too much, taking too much, this could potentially get a little bit hairy.
Ooh.
So I'm going to, just look at Julius, wink, and then make an indication to perhaps raise their right hand because their right hand's dropping a little bit from all the juggling, and then sidle on over to the bar, putting my spoils into my pocket.
Awesome.
Nice.
Julius, how are you proceeding with this crowd? They're all looking at you. They're all in awe.
I mean, I've got to up my game because it's been.
You've got to. They're calling for a finale.
So as I'm midway through flipping them, I'm going to try and grab another one out of this little, whatever you call that leather strap thing. Is it like a baldric or something? Have I made that up?
You would know better than
grab
I.
one out there and I'm going to try and add that into my little juggling routine.
Okay, go ahead and make me another performance check. Your DC's gone up with 4 daggers, obviously.
Bad news. It's okay. I've got confidence. I was so close to natural 20.
So, as you've got the 3 daggers, and I'm no juggler in real life, guys, but as you're throwing the daggers up, just as you're about to grab one of the daggers into your left hand, your right hand moves into whatever that thing was you said a minute ago.
Leather strap.
A leather strap bag.
I don't know.
And as you pull out the dagger, the hilt of the dagger just gets caught on one of the leather straps, and it impedes the movement of your hand, so you're not quite able to get the dagger back out before the second dagger comes down. All of the daggers start tumbling down. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh, dex saving throw. Okay.
4 daggers.
Come on.
44.
4d4.
Nice.
So with a 23, you're no strike. Oh, go on.
Can I style it out? As a 23,
All right.
okay, I fumbled it really badly. But if my dex score is so high, I'd love to do some kind of acrobatic kind of spin and dance out of the way and land it off in a bow like that. That makes it look like it was kind of meant to be intentional.
Okay, cool.
Doom.
That's exactly right. So as all
when they land around me and I'm just like...
As the daggers are coming down, there's sort of 2 in the air, but you've got 1 in your hand, one of you that you've just fumbled. And knowing that you've made this mistake, you then throw the other 2 daggers up. All 4 daggers start coming down, and you manage to just acrobatically, almost like a river dance, sort of dance around these daggers, and they just go doosh, 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 and you end in a bow, and the crowd just starts applauding massively. They love performances, but they love danger most of all, and you nearly died.
Yep, it was great. I'm going to find the eye of someone decent looking in the crowd as well and give them a little cheeky wink.
Cool. And for that, go ahead and roll me a d10 for me, please.
D10. Ooh. Okay. Let me just get to the right thing. Which one is the D10? This one?
The one with 10 sides.
It is 6.
Yeah, so I don't know if you would have put a hat down or anything like that, but you do see that the patrons start going, hey, good show, and just start chucking you some gold coins.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 gold coins, in fact.
We got like a little, like a leather coin purse type situation, but that's empty, so people can fill it.
Exactly that. Amongst the 6 gold coins, someone just drops a note, or just a piece of paper, just a folded up piece of paper, just on the floor, next to the gold coins.
Oh.
Mm.
I'll pick it up surreptitiously.
Surreptitiously.
Did I see the person that dropped it?
Stealth.
Or just a random person.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, okay. Perception.
14.
14.
You didn't see the person's face, But you did notice sort of one arm right at the end sort of reach through the crowd as they're chucking these coins. I'm going to say it's multiple coins. It's not just 6 individual gold coins. It was some silver and stuff like that. But ease of use, I see 6 gold. And one of the last hands that goes out is it appears to be a dragonborn's arm. That sort of comes forward. The sleeve, the clothing on this arm is quite extravagant. Someone of highborn nature, you get the sense of that they would be wearing this kind of clothes, but you only see the arm and the sleeve and the hand, and the note just sort of falls down and into the pile of gold.
Okay, I'll squirrel that note away somewhere and pick up the coin purse, and I'm going to find the nearest group of people that are having a great time and kind of just like I know all of them.
Yeah.
Just walk into it and see if I can grab a drink.
Fantastic. And Flopsy, you said you made your way to the bar a second ago, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yes.
Can you go ahead and roll a perception check for me, please?
I can.
And it is worth asking at this point, what is your passive perception?
I don't know why I rolled that with advantage, but it didn't make all that much difference.
No, it's 18.
My passive perception, I think, is only 12.
Okay, that's fine. That's just for future use. That I like to know passives. But you see above the bar. Your eyes are drawn to sort of this inconspicuous shelf high above one of the ship's crew. It's the ship. The crew member that I'm talking about is this large, fluffy bugbear. Looks like Bungle from Rainbow. The bugbear is currently distracted by something. That they are also looking at this shelf above the bar. But the bugbear seems quite frustrated, and you hear him sort of going, "Oh no! You come on out! Come on out! Hey, get away!" And you see this bugbear sort of swinging all sorts of sort of cooking utensils at this top shelf, like he's trying to swat away a fly. And as we sort of move away and change perspective, we narrow in to a small dark shelf way above the main bar area. Wine bottles, a jar of pickled eggs, a box of matches, and countless other knickknacks are held on this shelf. We also see Lugus Brushtail. Lugus, would you like to introduce and describe your character for us, please?
Okay. On this shelf, apparently, is a 30-centimetre tall, like, red squirrel. Yeah. Slightly humanoid looking. It's wearing a small, cute little white robe. It's got a bound book on his hip and an even tinier dagger. It's got 2 orcish-like tusks poking up here. He is, I guess he's frantically dodging this, whatever utensils are being thrown at him.
You most certainly
How far away is the bugbear?
I'm going to say the shelf is about 25 feet up in the air. It's one of those tall, dusty shelves that they just sort of pop things onto, and the bugbear gets out a little stool, and you do sort of look over and you see the bugbear is on a stool trying to get you away. Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
All right.
As you narrowly avoid a spatula. Well, let's see if you avoid it.
Bunk. Probably. 16.
16, not too bad. So as the spatula sort of clunks down in front of you, and where your tiny nature, this spatula is huge. So as it comes down in front, you narrowly avoid it, and it just sort of grazes past some of your fur. What would you like to do?
Well, seeing as he is flipping ages down from me, he's just hearing panic squeaking.
Yes. Yeah, I should have said he's 11 feet down from you, just to get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20 feet down. He's 20 feet away.
Cool. So you do see, as much as these other knickknacks as well, but you do see another shelf about 5 feet away. So if you'd like to try and avoid the next swing that is going to happen inevitably, you're going to have to try and find some way to. You're going to have to try and find some way to get out and/or communicate with the bugbear.
Well, assuming I came in here looking to sneak some food,
Or a pickled egg.
or a pickled egg, my favorite. Yeah, I guess I will just. Are there any pickled eggs on these really high shelves?
Oh yes, there was a jar of pickled eggs for sure. There's always a jar of pickled eggs in my taverns.
Well, then I guess I will attempt to grab said jar and make a run for it.
Okay.
If I've come in here deliberately being sneaky on top of these shelves in search for a deep craving of pickled eggs.
Of course.
We've all been there.
I've just popped you on a shelf, buddy. Your narrative is your narrative. So
Okay.
how are you going to get down from this shelf? With a jar of pickled eggs.
With a jar of pickled eggs. I mean,
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me, and let's see if you can discern any. You've obviously got up here somehow.
well, I do have a climbing speed.
You do. That's why I put you on the top shelf.
Thank you.
Oh.
Boom.
Yeah.
Those are going to be my rolls.
So you
Nice.
you remember the way up. You sort of took you basically parkoured your way up there like a squirrel does, and you were sort of climbing around over on the walls. But now you're holding a jar of pickled eggs. The way you came up is not going to be a feasible way down. But you do notice there's a shelf just sort of 5 feet over to the distance, and on that shelf there's or just next to that shelf is a step ladder that the bugbear seemingly uses to place things up there or bring things down. So yeah, completely up to you.
I guess I'll make a break for that.
Cool. You want to jump straight over?
Sure, I will dive bomb with my eggs.
Dive bomb with the eggs. Make a athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
Gonna be acrobatics. My squirrel is not very hench. Not very acrobatic either.
Oh no.
The jar is as big as me.
Yeah, so what happens is as you're carrying this jar and you're sort of your tiny little paws, is it a paw on a
Mitts.
mitts? Your small little mitts are sort of encompassing this jar, and the jar is wibbly wobbly down there, and all the brine and the vinegar is sloshing around. And the 2 pickled eggs that are left in it are just sort of wibbling and rolling around. And as you sort of try to make this flying leap, and sort of just normally you would just sprawl out your hands because that's what squirrels do. But this time you're holding a jar of pickled eggs, so you don't quite get the momentum, and you sort of meet the gap halfway, and you just manage to grab on to the shelf. But with a 5, you either need to sacrifice the jar of pickled eggs and fall, or sacrifice the jar of pickled. No, wait.
Sacrifice yourself at least.
Sacrifice yourself. How much does the jar of pickled eggs mean to you? Is my question.
Not.
A rare commodity in Faerûn.
Yeah,
love the fact-
I don't usually get asked this.
Well, welcome to my campaign.
How do you not have an answer already?
Yeah.
How do I
What's more
feel
important,
about jar of
yourself or the eggs?
pickled egg?
Yeah. Was this not
I
in your
really
backstory?
want the first player character death to be over a jar of pickled eggs.
Up to you, buddy.
I'm assuming it's a long fight left. I don't want to do I want to do an attempted theft. I don't want to do a break it and bought it.
All right.
I will push the eggs onto the shelf and sprawl out as I fall.
Yes. And as you fall and the jar of pickled eggs just gets further and further away, they're gone. You do feel yourself as you sort of brace for impact from this 25-foot fall, but your fall is broken by a softer landing, and you find yourself in the big, thick, fluffy arms of this bugbear. You look up, and they've still got this gleaming smile on their face. Ho, ho, ho! I thought you was a rat. You're not a rat, are you?
I'm sorry?
Oh,
What the fuck?
well,
I'm no rat.
you're a...
I'm a
What are you? Am I going insane? How are you talking to me, small animal?
Well, yeah, I guess from an outsider's perspective, he's just making... If you're more than 10 feet away, the squirrel is now just making angered squeaks at this bugbear, who appears to be replying in full sentences.
Yeah, it is worth
But
mentioning at this point, Flopsy, that you've seen all of this, and there is now a bugbear holding what looks to be a squirrel. Squeaking.
Yeah. I'm communicating with him telepathically my thoughts. And I am very offended. For I am a higher being. Sorry, I am a higher being.
Oh, you
I'm a
tell.
I've shaken Tyr's hand. I am his justice on the mortal realm.
You certainly were a higher being up there on my shelf.
I appreciate the pun, but can you please let me go?
Oh.
I only came in here for some snacks.
Of course, I see you took a shining to the pickled eggs. Would you like one?
I'd love one. I tried to ask around earlier, but I don't think people noticed me.
I'm not surprised. You're very small.
It's quite offensive.
May I ask just a small question? You get it? Because you're,
Alright,
you're small.
I'm not, and you're fine. You're very large.
Yes.
How do you like it?
I
Oh, that's just quite a compliment, isn't it? Oh, fuck.
yes, I'm a large bugbear. The name's Bingle, by the way. What's your name?
Oh, so fine. I'm Lugus. Lugus Brushtail from the Golden Canopies of Yggdrasil.
I'll pretend
I've got
I know
lots of
what
fancy
any of that
titles.
means.
I guess it has been a while. Anyway, thank you for catching me. Very sorry I came in here without permission.
Oh, any patron, and I assume you're a patron of this tavern with a conscience and your ability to communicate. You're a patron here. You're free to do whatever you like. May I ask, what are you doing here?
I was invited.
Invited?
I'm heading to the festival like everyone else.
No way.
Why is that such a surprise?
No, not a surprise. Just more of a saddening. I didn't get an invite. Not this year, anyway.
Well, it is random if I'm to believe.
I believe it is random, as every single 10 years they hand out these invitations, but I've got some theory it's not too random, if you get what I mean.
Not entirely. Please extrapolate.
Well,
That's a hard word to say in Scottish accent.
how many people do you know that have received an invitation, when apparently it's supposed to be out of 250,000 people? Well, there's not too many people in Faerûn, relatively speaking. You would have thought in the last 200 years that I've been on this earth, I would have received an invitation by now. Probability states anyway.
In 200 years, every 20 years, 250,000 people every 10 years. So you've had 20 chances to get invited out of 250,000 people. That's really that. The odds aren't there for you, mate.
I could explain the maths properly to you, but right now, my brain is hurt.
I'm not.
No.
Yeah, my brain's also hurting. I don't
Fair
have
enough.
good. This doesn't have good intelligence.
Yeah.
So as I'm at the bar currently, I'm just listening to this bugbear apparently talking to themselves or a squirrel.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
Cool.
So the bugbear is essentially holding out, and I would say at this point that you do see Lugus. And he's just sort of there.
Okay.
And Lugus, are you on your hind legs? Are you sort of stood up like that in your little?
Yeah, I'd say I've sort of sat on his hand, really.
Yeah. So you become accustomed to it. So what he does is he just sort of well, Lugus, it's a pleasure, and if you need anything, please do holler. And he just sort of sets you down on the bar.
Oh, thanks, pal.
I'm just going to
Could
be
I have-
staring.
Do you have could I have some food, please?
Oh yes, your pickled egg, and he just brings down the jar of pickled eggs, opens it up, and just tips out some of the brine just so you don't accidentally fall in. And
Oh,
and yeah, you're free to have a pickled egg.
oh, thank you. My favourite.
Of course. Who doesn't?
I'm just going to be staring at Lugus.
Could also get like some ale in a pint glass, not a pint glass, a shot glass. Sorry.
Yes, most certainly. And he just pulls down a little shot glass and just pours it for you and just passes it in front of you. And as you see it, it comes in just as it comes towards you.
I imagine a shot glass would be the size of like a mug for me.
Oh yeah, but I'm exaggerating it because it makes me laugh.
Understandable.
I've got a reference.
so-
I found a
There we
ruler.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is how tall I am.
Very good. Yep, the scene is all
Yeah.
of your guys. Whatever anyone would like to do. I suppose Hugh, what are you?
The squirrel neck the shot.
Well, has my food arrived? I suppose.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you've got a nice spread. The food that you
Yeah.
ordered, sort of the hippopotamus that you ordered. It just appears to be a nice red lean meat. And as you sort of just carve it off, you cut into it, and it's very easy to cut into, and it sort of has like this strange grain to the meat. It's very, very easy, and you'd think it would be a tough meat being a hippopotamus, but as you take a bite into it, it just sort of melts in your mouth. Lovely meat.
Oh, gorgeous. Well, I'm on holiday. I'm just going to enjoy my meal. I would like another drink, as it happens. So, is the bugbear retreated to his kitchen? Do I need to wander up to the bar?
Yeah, the bugbear is currently, well, at this moment, would be handling a squirrel that is just put down onto the bar.
Yeah. Okay, so trusting the rest of the patrons, it seems like a nice place. I don't think anybody's going to steal my meal. So I'm going to stand up and lumber over to the bar and just try and get some attention, wave an empty flagon around. Hello?
Oh, hi there again. What can I do for you?
Do you have any mead by any chance?
Oh, most certainly. A tankard of mead, I assume.
That would wash my hippopotamus down very well, thank you.
I don't know why I asked a tankard of mead. It's not like you were going to have a shot of mead, was it? I mean...
No.
No. And
2 tankards, really?
2 tankards coming right up. I normally say don't be greedy, but hey, you're on holiday. Ho, 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 and he hands you 2 tankards of mead. And it is worth saying here that everything is completely free of charge in your trip. Nothing is costing you anything.
I'm having a good time.
You are all esteemed guests of the Harmony.
So if I sidled up next to Flopsy and Lugus, or are they away?
I'd say it's quite a long bar, and well, let's go over to Flopsy. Flopsy, where do you think you are in relation to Hugh?
So
right now?
I'm probably a few like bar stools away, but I'm staring at the squirrel that I don't think I've so far heard speak, and yet I've heard the entire half of a conversation with this squirrel. So I'm looking at him, kind of like that weird. You're kind of like I'm staring, but I'm staring via like side eye. It's like trying not to be too obvious, but eventually curiosity gets a little bit of the better of me, and I'll just kind of like bend down a little bit. Excuse me.
Oi! You hear in the back of your head as he takes a long sip from his shot glass.
So you can talk?
Of course. Why wouldn't they?
Oh, sorry. I just thought the bugbear was a little bit crazy.
I mean, that's
But,
kind of obvious, really.
I don't think I've seen any of your kind before. Where are you from?
One second. I mean, that's understandable. I am sort of extraplanar. I'm from Waldtree, Yggdrasil. Been a while since I've been home.
I would have no idea where that is, would I?
Yeah, I highly doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
Upper planes.
oh, so you're from Outer Plane then? Okay.
Aye.
What brings you here?
I got an invitation at me house up near Waterdeep. Probably same as you.
Oh, so you live in this plane then? You haven't like had an extra planar invitation that's just gone.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. I'm really trying to get through this. I'm not gonna say that I'm not used to hearing voices in my head much, but I'm just not used to actually being able to see the person that I'm talking to, you know.
Aye. Okay. Oh, you know a bit more about me now. Why don't you tell me about you?
Oh, well, I'm Flopsy. And she'll kind of like gesture to all of herself and do this kind of. You can definitely tell she's been with Julius too long. She does a little bit of a theatrical kind of bow,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Yeah, I'm from Baldur's Gate."
Oh, that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a bit.
It's not in its best moments, I must say that, but it's up and coming, you know.
Oh,
It's improving slowly over time. But I mean, I've had a great time there. I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit insular. We don't see that many people around from outside, you know. But, I mean, I'm learning a lot now that I've actually left the dead zone, you know.
Well, lovely to have you. You'll enjoy it. I'll invite you to my place in Waterdeep if you have the time.
Oh, yeah, we've just left there, actually. I'm friends with another friend of mine's over here, and I'll kind of scout the crowd to find Julius. Do I see him?
Yeah. Well, it's up to you. Hey, Kate, where you at?
Oh, for sure, Julius is right in the center of whatever raucous party is happening. And what I would love to be doing while this conversation is happening is I just want to be listening for what people are saying, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of talking and like making a big time of it, but I also want to like get a sense of like the crowd. Like, have they been invited to the festival? Like, are they just going on holiday? Like, is there anyone important around? That kind of thing.
Yeah. So, okay, roll me a perception check for me then. So just to get the general sense of your surroundings, so not just the people that you're talking to and you're sort of just brushing past and going, ha. It's more just general area then.
Damn me, roll. 13.
13. Yeah, not too bad. So as you sort of make your way through the crowd, you start shaking people's hands and sort of laughing at people's jokes and sort of intercepting your way into conversation and stuff like that. You do get the sense that everybody here does seem to have an invitation, or is just very excited to arrive in Neverwinter. It seems to be the first and foremost destination of the Harmony. It goes from where you all got picked up from to exactly to Neverwinter. Everyone is very excited for the festival. With a 13, you hear a couple of Dragonborn over to the side who Hugh clocked earlier that seem to be having a nice time, but they're having a bit of a row between themselves. And you pick up on some juicy drama there, whatever that might be. Yeah, and that's about it that you hear of 13.
No. I'll wait till the drink dries up and start to elbow my way through the crowd over towards Flopsy. Cut back to her. I interrupted your conversation, sorry.
So I point over at where Julius is, and I see him just being his usual self, charismaing everyone in his vicinity. And I'm like, yeah, he's just over. Oh, of course he's over there. And I'll just like roll my eyes.
Was that the fella chucking knives earlier?
Yes, he's normally better than that, though. I'm not gonna lie. He had a little bit too much to drink last night.
If that's him drunk, that's very impressive. Good on him.
Yes. I'd perhaps not tell him that, though, because it might just make his ego go bigger than the actual ship.
Noted. I'll keep that in keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Another shot, please.
So what I'd say at this point...
He squeaks.
Yeah, the Bugbear just sort of turns around and as he clambers in closer. Hello there, another drink?
Another shot, please. Also, could I see a kid's meal? Your kids' menu, please.
Well, yes. We do a Happy Meal with a toy. Would you like a toy?
Depends. What's the toy?
Well,
it's a +1 toy.
It changes every week. This toy, it's Pokemon.
I'll take it.
It's Pokemon is a very popular child's toy in Faerûn. It's designed that you need to collect every one of them. And it's based on a popular minor illusion show that people do in the big cities. And during this show, there is a main character called Jeremy Cash. And what he does is his whole objective of Pokemon is to catch them in nets. So he goes around and he swings his net and he has to catch all 182 Pokemon.
I'll take it. One of my friends at home, he collects them, not me.
Okay. So as he brings out this nice cardboard box, and as you sort of clamber up and you pull it open, you're gonna have to roll me 2 D100s.
Oh damn! Are you gonna have to make 200 cards now?
Yes.
And now will be the campaign continuance.
Oh, I got a hundo. I got a hundo and a 50.
Oh, you actually got a hundo.
Nice.
Oh, so as you pull it
this
out,
shiny one.
Yeah, there's a card, and it's in this full wrapper. And as you, with excitement, sort of unravel it, and you pull out this card, you just pull it out a little bit. It's a grey card, which commonly you know Pokemon. It's a very popular game in Faerûn. You see the children playing it. Grey cards are not the best, right? But as you pull it out, you see some holographic. You pull out even more. It's a glass toys. So as you pull it out, it's like this large turtle made of glass, and it shoots Lucasade from cannons at its back.
Would I be able to? Would I know how much the card like this is worth?
No.
Damn.
No, because it's so rare. Yeah. You would need to get it checked.
Yeah.
And in
Oh God.
in cities
Just
there's
writing down the side quest to get the shiny card valued at the
Yeah.
nearest merchant.
you will need
Yeah.
to
And then
find
catch
a
all 182 Pokemon.
I'm the nearest Pokemon appraiser.
you will need to find a Pokemon professional in order to
Yeah.
appraise your Pokemon card.
Glass voice card. Got it.
And it does say,
I will-
say on the card, just little pound symbol or hashtag for the younger folks, just 150. So you've got number 150 now.
Ah, okay. All right. I'm going to start a new note
has,
just for all of the Pokemon cards.
Has Julius managed to make his way over yet?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
That card has been
As-
slipped in my robes.
As Lugus is ordering, like another shot, please, or whatever it is he said, I'll just throw one arm over Flopsy. Like, excellent idea. Oh, I'll take in Lugus. You're different. Hi.
Thank you. You as well.
Yeah. Oh, you speak. Oh, okay.
Or is that not just you thinking I can speak? And instead you're going mad.
And
Yes,
maybe
I
we
caused
got
this
two shots, please, bartender, 2 shots.
Oh, yeah.
caused this little fella making a bit of an entertaining show, jumping over all the shelves as she extricates herself from the hand that Julius threw over her shoulders.
I'll just pop it on
Apparently,
the counter.
he's got a very big love for pickled eggs.
Pickled eggs. Great, yeah. Yeah, not great for the digestion, though, maybe. An entertainer, are you? Is that what you've got an outfit and everything?
No, these are mandated robes. I'm a man of faith.
And you'll see Flops just go, oh.
Is that bad? He's a good fellow, I swear.
Mandated by who, sorry?
My church. I'm a subject of Tyr.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the god of justice or something in it. The
Yep.
lawman.
That's him. No eyes, no hand. Lovely fella.
Oh,
Great
yeah,
conversation.
absolutely. I mean, and she'll just have a quick look at Julius. Yeah, we absolutely love the lore. I think that's a really good it's a really good god to follow.
Yes, very holy. So, are you here to do justice? What brings you
No.
to the harmony?
I'm on holiday. This is an invite.
Oh, you got an
Yeah,
Yeah,
invitation.
he got an invitation.
See, I was kind of thinking that maybe, like, we got an invitation to, because we're so great at our job, but there seems to be a lot of people that have got these invitations.
Well, I mean, they do send them out every 10 years. I don't know how many. To be fair, this is the first time I've only been on this plane for 12. But from what I've gathered, this should be an alright amount of number. Is it not? Unless you've noticed it.
So your
Unless
first
you've
time
noticed it.
going to Neverwinter, or you been there before, or?
Oh yeah, first time in Neverwinter. I've been around Waterdeep quite a bit. I've got a house near there, just up north. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, stoked to see a new city.
Great. That's great. Great to meet you. And I'll put out my hand, but then kind of notice how tiny his little claws are, and just kind of like do this, like that.
Julius, could you look after my money for me? And I'm gonna just hand him half of the coins that I nabbed earlier.
How much?
Could you look after me money? It was 30, so it was shared. It's 13.5 gold, so 13 gold and 5 silver.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's so rich? I'm just gonna do another round around the tavern area because I just want to have a little look to see if there's any more of our friends around, you know?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure, but... Yeah. Maybe don't look too hard for those friends, because, you know, they might catch up with us when we
Don't
get
worry,
off anyway.
I'll be, don't worry, I won't be long. I'll just be a couple of minutes, and she's just gonna scuttle off into the crowd.
I'm very worried. Okay, fine, go.
Yeah.
I guess.
Cool. So we'll just cut away quickly then. So Hugh, what are you up to at the moment?
I guess I'd imagine that's enough time to finish my meal. And I'm looking for Pud. So I'll wander back up to the Bugbear and ask if he's got any pickled eggs just to wash it all down with.
Oh, you know what? No. I've just sold the last pickled egg.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Oh,
What a coincidence. There's two people. There's two people that were interested in the old pickled egg jar.
that's my second favorite food. I'm furious. How can you not have enough on board such a fine airship such as this?
What's your first favorite food, if you don't mind me asking?
Strawberries.
What a-
Why not?
Okay.
Didn't ask for strawberries.
Do you have any of those?
No. No.
Well,
They only
terrible,
grow out.
terrible news.
They only grow in the real world, not Faerûn.
Well, what can you offer? What pudding do you have?
Oh, well, we've got a chocolate fudge brownie and a strawberry cheesecake.
Strawberry cheesecake. Well, she said you didn't know what to have any strawberries.
I did, didn't I? That just came out of my mouth. A raspberry cheesecake.
Ah, very similar to a strawberry. That I'll take a cheesecake or two, please.
A cheesecake or two. I hope you mean a slice, or would you like the whole thing?
Oh, it comes in slices. Oh, well, I suppose a slice. I should probably watch my weight. Yes, no, a slice. Thank you. How much do I owe you for all this? Are you keeping a tab?
Oh, ho, ho, ho. I should for you, really, because you've eaten us out of Houghton's home, but no, everything here is on the house. Or as we like to say, on the ship. Ho, ho, ho. That's a good one.
On the ship.
It's free.
Oh, it's an airship. Sorry, takes me a minute. Takes me a minute. I'll wait. I'll wait here. I'll wait here for one. And then, do I notice? Can I notice the squirrel?
Yeah. By now, Hugh, you've been sat there at the bar, and you have noticed Lugus for sure. And I think at this point, with how Flopsy is just, or from your perspective, a Harengon has just left the bar, and it is now just you, yourself, another human male, and a squirrel.
Squirrel in the middle.
And a squirrel. I will turn to said squirrel, and I will. Well, I'll just say out loud. It's been a long time since I've seen your kind in these parts.
The squirrel will rapid head turn. Hello?
What brings you to this plane?
Oh. And I've just been staying here for a while.
Ah, well met. I'm Hugh, and I'll hold out a massive hand. No accommodating for size. None of this. Full handshake.
You see this big looming hand come closer.
I'll treat the hand like a full person. I'll like slap the palm and then like pull in and then smack the back of his hand like you slap.
It's the traditional greeting.
Yeah. You seem like a very sound chap.
Well, us.
What have you?
Sorry.
I was like, well, I was going to ask where you've heard of me. I'm quite rare.
Well, I've met one or two of your kind growing up, but like I say, it's been years since I've seen any of your sort.
Oh, growing up, where are you from, stranger?
I grew up in a small commune, a sacred grove of trees off to the east, called the Whispering Woods.
Would I know? Would I know if
Yes.
anything about that?
You would know its name.
Okay.
Never visited or anything like that, but you would know its name.
Okay. I think I've heard of that. Have the roots ever manifested there?
Roots? What roots? Lots of trees.
Okay, I'm talking about the roots of the roots of Yggdrasil? The interplanar tree, like we come from.
That sounds a bit like a. That sounds like something the clerics would deal with. I didn't really get into too much of the in-deep religious stuff.
Understand? It's not for everyone. Completely understand.
Lots of rules. Lots of rules, but
I'm Lugus, by the way. Lovely to meet you. You're very large.
Lovely to meet you. What brings you? I am very large indeed. What brings you to the ship of air?
Well, I probably received an invite like everyone else.
I was wondering. I spoke to one chap, and he wasn't going to the festival. But I'm pleased to hear that I'm not alone in going over that way.
I thought everyone was going. At least all the patrons.
Well, the patrons. I'm not sure. I'm not. I'm easily confused. I wasn't quite sure who all these people were, but.
Here you go, buddy. This will help your confusion. And I'll just lay out 3 shots in front of you.
Thank you very much. And your next 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay. Holy moly.
Where's mine?
I'm gonna look like one shot I've got in my hand. Just put it down.
Where's my shot?
Oh, sorry. They were awfully small. Barman, can we have another 3 shots? Please. Sorry, I didn't realize.
Oh,
Maybe just put them in a bigger cup.
I'll tell you what. We do a fine cocktail I can bring out in a jug. I can make it very strong.
Fantastic. If it's on the house, I'll drink as much as you can provide.
No, it's not on the house. It's on the ship.
And I'll explain the joke to Julius. It's because we're on an airship. See, it's on the ship.
Oh yeah, great. I didn't get that. Thanks. Cool. This is a internal, inside my head thing. Has anyone that I've met on the ship, except for people that work on the ship, had invites? If that makes sense.
Say that again, sorry.
I said that so badly, I'm so sorry. Everyone that we've met on the ship, have they all had an invite to the festival?
Yeah, so from your perception check that you did earlier, you get the sense that nearly everyone on the ship has an invite to the Festival of Remembering. Or at least you're gathering that from conversations and the excitement from people that are like, oh, I can't wait to get to Neverwinter. We've only got... and yeah, you probably would have heard this as well. There's probably around 6 hours left until you're at your destination. But yeah, all the conversations are the same. So there are other patrons that are conversing with other people. And this is kind of like a holiday cruise liner where everyone's sort of trying to get to know each other and we're all excited to go to the same place. So yeah, you do get the impression that everyone here has an invitation.
It's like a coach.
Yeah.
I just look you up and answer the coach. Oh my god, remember that show?
Remember that? That was great.
That was amazing. I used to watch that all the time.
best show.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, right. I'll look you up and down. So the Whispering Woods, right?
Yes, no, it's lots of trees over in the east next to the mountains. Lovely place. Have you ever been?
Yeah, I've been kind of all around kind of places. Kind of, I think I might pass through it once, maybe. Can't remember it super well. What do you do down there?
Drank the Kool-Aid, did you?
Yeah.
No,
most likely.
I didn't really do much that way. I was in I was one of the wardens for a bit, but no. I mean, I think I was really with the druid side of things, but the clerics were the weird ones you may have heard about. I'm not weird. I'm not weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, aren't we all a little weird, really? And as I'm just going to be circling back from behind Hugh from the other side of the bar.
He's a good barricade.
Rabbit, hello! Come and have a drink with us.
Gladly. You're very large and he's very small. This is good. What's your name, sorry?
Oh, forgive me, I'm Hugh. I'm Hugh. Nice to meet you.
Hugh.
Oh, lovely to meet you. I'm Flopsy.
And you're a rabbit. Fantastic. We had several rabbity people who lived with us back where I grew up. That's always nice to see another.
Oh, did you know? Oh, excellent. Yeah, I'm not from a forest though. I'm a bit more of an urban bunny, you know.
Ah, yes, a town bunny. I understand. I understand. Hugh does not understand.
Yeah, I grew up in the Dead Zone. I grew up in Baldur's Gate, and then after a little bit of time, just going around and seeing a couple of the sites outside of, the apocalypse. I ran into this one, and I'll be pointing at Julius.
Oh, you two know each other. Oh, wonder. Oh, it must be nice to come with a friend.
Nice is a word for it. Yes.
Yeah. Wait. I'll give you a look.
Have you known each other long, or is this it's awfully good luck to be picked and to both get an invite?
Since we were in the womb, right, Mitz? Such a long time to go way back.
Your siblings?
Oh yeah, sure, definitely, yeah.
That doesn't seem biologically possible.
Yeah, Hugh is staring at Julius's ears.
A brother from another mother, you know.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, no, we've known each other long enough, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. The womb's probably a little bit of an exaggeration. It's probably more like a year or so, but it feels like a very long time.
Does it? Yeah.
And have you met Squirrel?
Yes, I saw his antics earlier. They were quite funny.
It was quite terrifying. He was throwing pots and pans at me, the bastard.
Cool.
And you're the one who stole my eggs.
A good job before. Yes, he went for a great gallivanting around to try and get some of the jars of the pickled eggs. I will say it was a very hairy situation. You nearly did it. It was quite impressive, that leap.
Yeah. At the time, I'd forgotten I was holding on to something very large and heavy. I occasionally had to do that. If I was without the eggs, I would have flown like 20 feet.
But alas, with the
You're
eggs...
a flying squirrel then.
No, I would have fallen 20 feet, but it would have looked better.
Cool. And as you're all at the tavern, at the bar area now, you noticed a bit of a kerfuffle happening behind you. Now when I say kerfuffle, you hear the sounds of wooden chairs being dragged across the wooden boarded floor of this airship, and you sort of hear the and as you turn around, you all see. Do you like my sound effect there? That was terrible.
Love it.
Beautiful. No, it was almost. I almost thought it was an actual chair.
Well, there we are.
I would, yeah.
Oh, it was a chest.
Oh, yeah. I thought a pig would walk in.
Wait until I start doing the cat noises.
A wretched cat.
You all see 4 gentlemen stand up from their seats, and they just start arranging tables and chairs in the middle of the room. One of the men stands on the table in the middle of the room. Another grabs a young kobold. This kobold is probably about 3 foot tall. You can see it's the small kobolds with their family, and it looks quite distressed. And the man pulls a blade from the back and places it against the kobold's neck. The man stood on the table, long, thin, white and dull grey-toned skin, wearing a leather vest and a scimitar affixed to his waist, begins to address the room. Attention, everyone. Do not be alarmed. We wish you all no harm. And if you all stay seated in your chairs, this will go off without any casualties. My name is Crixus, and I am the captain of this ship. I am the captain now, from this point forward. I know you're all expecting to arrive at Neverwinter in a few hours, but we need to take a little detour first. Once we have achieved what we want, we will leave, and you will be free to continue to your destination. And as he does this, he's sort of turning around to all the people within the tavern, and he sort of clocks eyes with you 4 at the bar. It doesn't pay too much attention, but he sort of just gives you all a bit of a stern look, as you are a group of people. We do ask, as my friend comes around to you all, that you all place any sort of communication device and or weapons into his bag. My friend here is a ferocious and unhinged individual, but he very much enjoys gold coins. So if you wish to keep him in a happy mood, be generous as he makes his way round to you. If anyone wishes to be a hero at this point, now is your time to speak. We will kill you, but then we will all learn what being a hero really means. And as he will address everybody in the tavern with his big booming voice, is everything that I said understood? And he takes his scimitar and he just presses the blade against one of the tables to make a loud booming noise. You all see as a man with a large sack starts to go from sort of table to table, strong-arming people and having them reluctantly pass over possessions to him. You all at the bar area now see that he's... the bar area is sort of in the middle of the room, or to the back middle of the room, and you see he's about 3 tables away. What would you all like to do?
How many...
I'm going to whisper under my breath to Julius. I'm not letting him take our hard-earned cash. That's not fair. We stole that good and fair.
Give him some, we can always steal it back. How many people are we? Like, how many? So there's the main guy on the table, the captain, and then how many is like the group?
So as the shuffling of the furniture was happening, you get the sense that there are 4 individuals. One on the table, one collecting everything, one holding a kobold, and one just sort of keeping an eye out. Those are the individuals that you see straight away that have made themselves known.
How big are they? Can I get a description as what the one who's walking around looks like?
Yeah, so the one on the table is quite a slim figure with grey toned skin. Actually, on a better sort of look at it, I'm going to probably say that you would all know this to be a drow. You will know drows, and you know that they are creatures that typically live underground or in dark places. They can be nasty folk. The guy that's walking around with the sack is a large, meaty human man. And with every step and with every movement he makes it with purpose. And for every table that he comes up to, he slings the sack on the table as if to intimidate. He doesn't say many words, but he grunts, and he's wearing a leather cap, almost like a half balaclava, but it's covering the top of his head with just 2 little eye holes, and you can see a long bushy beard underneath. Very stern.
Great big bushy beard.
Great big bushy beard.
Great big bushy beard.
Yeah.
And how far away from our group is the guy who's going around collecting everything?
So he's about 20 feet away, but you can see that he's going sequentially from table to table. Now he's on the left-hand side of the room right now, and you can see that he's heading horizontally, which will meet at the bar area after he makes his way around 2 more tables by now.
So I'll turn to Flopsy and I say, Rabbit, I see you're wearing armor. Do you any good in a fight?
At range, yes.
Okay. What do you think? We can take them? There's only 4 of them.
I think we can take them, but it's more, can we do it without casualties?
Yeah. Or is the captain still holding the kobold with a knife to her throat?
Yeah, so the bandit that has declared himself the captain, that is stood up on the table, he's not the one that's holding the kobold. It's just one behind him. The one holding the kobold, the smaller sort of teenage kobold, or teenage in their lifespan, he's sort of wearing a red bandana and a scar across his face, and he's just holding this blade on this kobold, and he's keeping the kobold's arm behind their back, but he's keeping his back against the wall so nobody can come up and sort of flank him or anything like that, and he's keeping an eye out across the table, and he's trying to keep this kobold as quiet as possible. And as this commotion's happening, you see the family of the small kobold are just sort of hushing in, and they're very distraught, and they're sort of in tears and things like that. That's what you're getting from your
We
initial
could potentially
impression.
shoot him in the shoulder. That might actually take the sword away from his throat. Give him enough time to get away.
Hmm.
Yeah, but if
Okay.
you miss, you're gonna kill him. I'll look at Flopsy. How sure are you that we can manage these guys?
I'm pretty sure that we can probably take them. The only one that might be a bit of a problem is that big one, but we've all got a
Don't
big
worry
one
about
here.
him.
And at this point, he's one table away now, and his footsteps are booming as he boom.
Lugus will sort of project his thoughts to the group. If you lot are planning on taking down these baddies, I'll be gladly lend my help. I do have minor healing capabilities if we need it, but I too am mostly a ranged attacker with magic.
And at that, Hugh's going to get to his feet, kind of crack his back, and just start walking over to the to the large one, matching his slow, steady pace.
I want to throw my arm out in front of you. Try stop him, and then I'll walk forward, I guess. Oh my god, why did I make a high charisma character? No, I don't know what to say.
I would like to fight.
Flopsy's just gonna be like preparing to get a bow and arrow ready. Possibly.
I'll step like into, I'm imagining there's a little bit of space where people have like backed off a little bit or something. So Julius will just step out like confidently. Oh god, what do I say? Oh, hey, right, everyone, calm down. It's a pretty tense situation. I think that kobold might actually be having some toileting issues. Pricks us.
And you'll see now as you have moved from your chair, This man stood on a table. He's about 20 feet away from you, draws his blade, points it towards you, and just says, "Didn't I say remain seated?"
Well, I wasn't seated to begin with, so not really.
Touche.
Order. Yeah.
Stay where you are.
You might not.
Don't come any closer.
I'm not moving any closer. My name's Julius de Trent. And I don't think any of us have heard of you.
I never asked you to. I never said that you did hear of me. I'm kind of glad you didn't. Means I go undercover. Are you wanting to be a hero?
No, I am far too selfish for that. I was just kind of thinking about my next song, and that hopefully if we all survive, this is going to make a great little number somewhere, except for we don't know anything about you or where you're from.
You don't need to know anything about me. Trust me. Go sit back over there with your tiny little friends and shut the fuck up.
That's incredibly rude.
Yes.
Not that short.
Sorry. Just no.
I just have to take issue with the fact that you have chosen a approximately 3-foot kobold to take as your hostage over there. Also looks to be a child. And I'm kind of wondering how big and brave and nasty Crixus the Great taking this ship by storm really is. Why don't you pick on someone your own size?
Pick on someone my own size, eh?
Yeah,
Like you.
I'll be the same size.
Yeah.
He is that
A
size.
little bit tall. Yeah, so he's a little bit taller. Drow, it's quite a tall drow. I'm going to say sort of around 6'6".
I mean,
Oh.
That's
I'm
the
a
biggest
lover, I'm not a fighter. But yeah, why don't you let the child go?
The child's just a little bit of insurance that we have that this goes off without a hitch. Like I said, we don't want casualties. We're here for a purpose. We're not here for money or hostage taking. We just need to take this ship for a little bit of a detour. Now, by all
And yet
means...
the first two things you've asked for is money and hostages.
No, we've asked for your weapons and communications devices. Old Big Ted here, he just likes a bit of gold. Keep him happy. Sorry, did I see you snigger when I said Big Ted?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Alright, it's the name
What
he
is
was
his
given.
full name? Is it Teddy?
No, his first name is Big, his
Teddy?
second name is Ted.
It's Ted with 2 Ds.
Oh, okay.
And you see
Ted.
the man with the sack just turn around and just goes... Now,
Don't
by
make
all,
me like Big Ted.
now, by all means, but we can take this outside if you want.
Oh, what an enticing invitation. I would love to.
Will your friends be joining us?
I mean, friends is a loose term.
Yeah, it's a loose term.
We met 5 seconds ago.
Yeah. Squeaks of affirmation.
I'll tell you what, lads. I think we've made our point down here. But I think we need to make a few examples of this bard
Hang on.
and their friends. Everybody else, stay seated. Unless you want to come up too. And he sort of gestures to the other people to disappear out the room. And there's only one way in. Sorry, cool.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt this. I'm going to try and cast a spell.
Okay, so let me just describe the surroundings then. So in this large, long tavern, there's sort of only one way in and one way out. And it's just a ramp that leads upwards. And as you can see at the top of this ramp, you can see the glistening sunlight sort of beaming down. So you know that is sort of the upper deck of the ship. The people start to... the horrible guys start to back away. What would you like to do?
Actually, I'm not going to cast a spell. I'm going to...
Okay.
Sorry, change my mind.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. So they all start to come, and he sort of takes his blade, and he gets closer to you and goes, "Come on, an honourable fight it will be." And that's where we'll go ahead and take a break. Hooray!
Yeah.
Skip it.
Amazing.